po ay mag-umpisa sa ating pag-aaral sa umagang ito, sa ating pong Bible study. Itutuloy ko lamang po yung aking inumpisahang serye. And tayo po ay babalik na muna or recap po ng ating recap po ng ating lesson last Sunday. Na lang. Parang hindi ko magana yung aking PowerPoint presenter. Share ko po ulit mga kapatid. Yan po. Try ko po ulit. So, recap po tayo doon sa ating previous lesson mga kapatid. No? Napag-aralan po natin nung nakaraan. Hindi rin nag-ano. Teka lang po Naka-presenter's view . Yan na lang. Sorry. Hindi ko na lang share.
Ito ang share mo. Share ka ba?
Hindi pa ito share.
Ito, share mo nila. O yan, galawin mo ngayon. O yan, gumagana na, di ba? Confirm mo to.
Huwag na. Huwag na lang share. Ganyan po na lang. Ganyan lang. Ah. Ganyan na lang. Okay. So, recap po tayo mga kapatid sa ating previous lesson. Okay. Nung last Sunday po ay atin pong napag-aralan na yung Genesis ay ang author ay most likely si Moses. And we've learned na si Moses ay qualified to be the author of the book of Genesis because he was an educated man. Siya po ay aral. He was the text in Acts chapter 7 verse 22 says, he was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, and he was mighty in words and in deeds. At ito po ay kanyang sinulat most probably between 1450 to 1400 BC. At ang tema po ng aklat na ito is yung pagkakaiba ng tunay na Diyos at saka yung mga Diyos-Diyosan ng bansang Ehipsyo at yung kanyang mga karatig na bansa. So that is the background of the book of Genesis or the foundation. At tinignan po din po natin mga kapatid yung days of creation, no? At atin pong nakita diyan na God created these things in the 6 days of creation. Una po diyan yung light, which was created in day 1. Day 2, yung sky o yung expanse kung atin pong babasahin doon sa talata or sa teksto. And then day 3, andyan po yung pinaghiwalay na ng Panginoon yung lupa sa dagat. The earth is entirely covered with water. But in the 3rd day, the land appeared. God made the land to appear. And then the plants also He created. So pinaghiwalay ng Diyos yung tubig sa lupa. Kaya nga nagkaroon ng mga kontinente. The 4th day, He created the stars. Yung sun and the stars and the moon, sources of light. The 5th day, the water-living animals and birds were created. And on the 6th day, the land animals and man, yung unang tao, si Adan at saka si Eva. So yan po yung sequence mga kapatid, no, ng creation. If you notice, nung nakaraan, doon sa aking unang presentation last week, the 2nd day, nilagay ko sky and seas. But yung nangyari pala doon sa aking pinag-aralan na mabuti pinaghiwalay ng Diyos yung tubig below and tubig above. So, naglagay siya ng sky. So, another thing that we can observe, or we have observed in our study last Sunday, is that the triune God is present during the creation. Tayo po, paniwalaan ng Church of Christ, believes in the Trinity. Triune God kung tawagin. Ito po yung tatlong persona ng Diyos. Diyos Ama, Diyos Anak, at Diyos Espiritu Santo. And this triune God are present during the creation. Doon sa verse 1, sabi doon, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The Hebrew word that is used for God in that verse is Elohim, or a plural form of El. El, ito po yung Diyos. Kapag sinabing Elohim, plural po yan. Ibig sabihin more than one. And then in verse 2, ang sabi po ng talata is, the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the water. So makikita po natin dyan na nandyan po yung Espiritu, banal na Espiritu Santo. And then in verse 26, the text says, then God said, let us make man in our. So ibig sabihin, plural. Sa Tagalog po, sabi po doon, lalangin natin ang tao ayon sa ating wangis. So, ang Diyos ay nagsasalita as plural. Meron siyang mga kausap. And if we go to the New Testament in John chapter 1, verse 1, sabi doon ni Apostle 1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Ano po itong beginning na ito? Ito po yung creation. The beginning of creation. Ang sabi po sa talata, all things were made through Him, and without Him nothing was made that was made. Hindi po ba during the creation, God speak, and the things came into existence. Sabi po ng Panginoon, let there be light. Let there be an expanse that separates the water. Magkaroon ng lupa, magkaroon ng mga hayop, magkaroon ng... The word is the creating power during the creation. And ang sabi po sa talata ni Apostol 1, yung verbo na yan o yung salita ay Diyos. And we also read that in verse 14. Ang sabi po ni Apostol 1, the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. That Word, which was God that became flesh, was no other than our Lord Jesus Christ. Naparito sa lupa, nagkatawang tao, para tayo ay iligtas. So, what else yung ating na-observe during our study of Genesis chapter 1? What God created was very good. Repeatedly, mga kapatid, na mababasa natin dyan sa chapter 1, no? That God created was good. Verse 3, ang sabi doon, and God saw the light, that it was good. Verse 10, God saw that it was good. Kung inyo pong binasa yung Biblia nung kayo po ay umuwi or during the week, paulit-ulit po ito. Verse 12, God saw that it was good. Verse 18, and God saw that it was good. And ang pinakal po nito mga kapatid is yung pagkatapos niyang lalangin yung tao. Nung matapos yung kanyang creation, then God saw everything that He had made, and indeed it was very good. So, nung natapos ng Diyos yung creation, ang kinalabasan, very good. So dito natin makikita mga kapatid na yung gawa ng Diyos ay pawang mabuti, pawang maganda. Kaya hindi po natin maintindihan na yung may mga naniniwala or may mga nagsasabi, yung mga hindi naniniwala sa sabi na kung ang Diyos ay mabuti, bakit mayroong masama? Bakit may mga sakuna? Bakit may mga nangyayaring masama? Hindi po kagagawa ng Diyos yan. Because as we see here in this first chapter of the book of Genesis, that everything God created was good. Everything that God created was very good. So balik po tayo doon sa verse 26 to 31. Ito po yung section wherein man was created. Meron po kasing tatanungan last Sunday, no, na ano po ang ibig sabihin na ang tao ay ginawa sa image and likeness of God. And ayun nga, nag-apologize nga po ako last Sunday because I did that. I failed to ask you if you have questions. No? So ito po ibabalikan natin sapagkat mahalaga po ito mga kapatid. Dahil ayan po, yung sa verse 26, ang sabi po diyan sa Tagalog, pagkatapos sinabi ng Diyos, ngayon, likhain natin ang tao ayon sa ating larawan. Ayon sa ating wangis. So, there are questions, no? That needs to be clarified or to be answered. Una po dyan is, ano bang ibig sabihin nung katagang man was created in the likeness or in the image and likeness of God? Ibig sabihin ba nito na ang Diyos ay kagaya din natin, kamukha din natin, na mayroong mata, ilong, tenga, kamay? Meron po akong napanood before, yung debate po ni Eli Soriano at saka isang member ng Church of Christ 1914, yung Manalo. At ito po isang katanungan nung nagtanong kaya na ang Diyos ba ay merong in-explain ni Eli Soriano. If you believe, kung naniniwala ka na ikaw ay nilalang sa larawan at wangis ng Diyos, paniniwalaan mo din daw na ang Diyos ay meron kwento kasi ikaw ay meron. So, napakababaw at napakamaling paniniwala at pag-explain mga kapatid. So, meron pa isang katanungan. Ang Diyos ba ay lalaki o babae? May kasarian ba ang Diyos? Or kung ang resemblance ng tao sa Diyos ay hindi physical o outward, ano po? No? So yun po ang sisikapin nating sagutin mga kapatid. No? Ngayon, tingnan natin kung ano ang sinasabi ng Biblia. What does the Bible say about God's form or God's image? Kasi kung paniniwalaan natin na ang image of God, we are created in the image of God, and we have similarities, or God has similarities with us in terms of physical appearance. Anong sinasabi ng banal na kasulatan regarding the appearance of God, the form or image of God? Sabi po sa John chapter 4 verse 24. Kasi po kung babasahin po natin yung Genesis chapter 1. sinabi doon na ah, man was created in the image and likeness of God. And then we jump to conclusion kaagad. Hindi po nilinaw, mga kapatid, no? Hindi nilinaw ng mga talata doon sa Genesis kung anong ibig sabihin. Ngayon natin po titingnan. Sabi po sa John chapter 4 verse 24, God is Spirit. Ang Diyos niya ay Espiritu. Kaya ang Espiritu, sabi ng ating Panginoon Hesus, nung siya po ay nagpakita sa kanyang mga alagad, hawakan ninyo ako. Behold my hands and feet, that it is I myself. Sabi ng Panginoon. Hawakan ninyo ako upang makita ninyo na ako ito. A spirit does not have flesh and bones. And also in 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 17, doon po ay isang benediction ito about God. And it says, the Apostle Paul says that God is eternal, God is immortal, and God is invisible. Invisible po ang Diyos. Hindi po natin nakikita at wala pa pong nakakita sa Diyos. So, kung ganun po, no, mga kapatid, since God is a spirit, is invisible, and doesn't have flesh and bones, like humans, like we have. So, it follows then na ang Diyos ay wala ding physical appearance ng kagaya natin. So, ang tinutukoy diyan ay hindi physical. So, nung binanggit ng sumulat ng Genesis, most likely si Moses, that God created man in His image and likeness, it is likely not referring to physical appearance. Hindi po physical. Kaya ang katanungan po, kung hindi physical, ano ngayon yung ating pagkakatulad sa Diyos sa ating larawan at wangis? Man in the image and likeness of God means that man shares something of the nature of God. Ano po yun? Spirit. Ang tao po, hindi po kagaya ng hayop. If we look back at the days of creation, nung nilalang ng Diyos ng mga halaman, sabi niya, God created this so and so. After its kind, yung mga halaman. Ganon din yung mga hayop, God created the animals after its kind. Pero pagdating po sa tao, mga kapatid, pansinin po natin, sabi po doon, man created God after His image and likeness. Naiiba ang tao sa hayop. In that, man, unlike animals and plants, we have a spirit. Ang tao po may espiritu. At ang may bigay sa atin yung espiritu, ang Diyos. No, mababasa po natin sa Ecclesiastes 12:7, in Hebrews chapter 12 verse 9, sabi po doon, God is the Father of our spirits. We are alive because we have physical body, meron tayong soul, ating life within us, and we have the Spirit of God. Pagka namatay po ang tao, sabi po sa Ecclesiastes 12:7, yung espiritu niyan babalik sa Diyos. That is what sets man apart from animals. And that is what I believe is being referred to in that verse na sinasabi, man is created in the image and likeness of God. Meron tayong pagkakatulad sa Diyos. No? Nawala sa mga hayop. Ano po yun? Meron tayong espiritu. Ang espiritong yan binigay sa atin ng Diyos. At yung espiritong yan ay babalik din sa Diyos kapag tayo ay patay. Now, what else? Additionally, mga kapatid, humans also possess personality traits that are not present in the animals. Kagaya ng self-awareness. Kapag lalabas tayo dyan, bago tayo tumawid, we are aware na kapag dire-diretso ka, mabubunggo ka, mamamatay ka. Di ba? We are aware of what's happening in our surroundings. Man also have that thinking capacity. Kung may mga naiimbento ang tao para sa ikauunlad at ikadadali ng kanyang pamumuhay, which is hindi naman kaya gawin ng hayop. Tao lang merong thinking capacity. Rationality. The voice of reason. Conscience. May konsyensya. Ang hayop pa may konsyensya. Religious urge. No? Yung urge na sumamba. Mababasa po yan doon sa Romans chapter 1 verse 20 to 23. And then, man is also endowed with a sense of awe for beauty. Yun bang marunong tayo mag-appreciate ng kagandahan, ng nilikha ng Diyos, kagilala-gilalas. We have that in us. And we have man has a feeling for the eternal. Sabi po sa Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. God has put that in the heart of every man, yung eternity. And so, and lastly, ito po, napaka-importante, man has free will to choose between right and wrong. Yan po, wala naman po yan sa hayop. Kaya, ang ibig po sabihin na man is created in the image and likeness of God is we have a spirit and we have personalities that sets us apart from all the other creation. We are like God, no? In that sense na marunong tayo mag-isip. Kaya nga, ang kasunod na ano dyan is, yung binigyan tayo ng the purpose of God. I believe the purpose that God made man in His image and for likeness is so that He will have dominion. Kaya niyang pamahalaan yung nilalang ng Diyos. Siya yung mag-manage ng creation. How can man have dominion over other creation if he doesn't possess the thinking and moral capacity like? Yan po ang purpose. At kapag sinabi kong man is created in the image and likeness of God, it doesn't mean exact replica. Representation lang, mga kapatid. Diba? Kahit naman yung mga anak natin, sasabihin na diba? Larawan talaga ng kanyang ama. No? Carbon copy. Pero hindi naman siya 100%, no? Na exact replica. No? He just bear a resemblance. Yun po ang ibig sabihin. So ituloy po natin. Sa verse 27 po mga kapatid, mababasa po natin dyan that God created male and female. Dalawang gender lang, kasarian ang ginawa ng Diyos. Babae at lalaki. Wala po. No? Dalawa lang. Even sa biology, mga kapatid, meron lang dalawang reproductive Meron pong yung mga mutants, merong mga mutations or abnormality sa na nagkakaroon ng dalawang ari. Pero, hindi po ano yun. Yun yung mga hermaphrodite kung tawagin. Pero, ano yun, tawag ito, abnormalities. Physical abnormalities. Pero, minsan po, may mga hermaphrodite na ano na yung predominant yung lalaki na nasa ano sa kanila, nagiging lalaki. Pero naman na nagiging babae. So, in this verse, maliwanag that God only created males and female. So, ito po yung kasunod sa verse 28, and God blessed them, the man and the woman, si Adam and Eve, and they were given responsibilities in the garden. So ito po yung binigay sa kanilang utos ng Panginoon. Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and so on. So, yan po yung yung binigay sa kanilang responsibility nila doon sa garden. And God saw everything that He had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. That is the last verse of chapter 1. Ito po yung responsibility na binigay ng Panginoon: be fruitful and multiply, subdue the earth, dominion over the animals of the air, sea, and land. At yung kanyang pagkain is, sinabi diyan na yung mga seeds and the fruits. And then, this one is also a commandment to him, but to them, do not eat from the fruit, di ba binigay sa kanila? Sa lahat ng halaman o bunga na nandyan sa hardin, pwede niyong kainin, except one. Ito po yung fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And we will have chance to talk about this prohibition when we get to chapter 3, yung temptation and fall. So, I think that's the end of the presentation. Kung meron pong mga tanong mga kapatid, meron pong katanungan o pagliliwanag.
Kasi sa Brad na, di ba, sabi ni Christ sa mga apostol, hawakan niyo ako, hindi niyo ako. So, anong paano maihipo or mahawakan kung spirit ka? Ano ba yun? Parang ganito rin sa atin, pero walang bones, walang buto na, or ang appearance ay silhouette ba? Parang, paano?
Nung nagpakita ang ating Panginoon sa kanyang mga alagad, siya po ay may flesh and bones. Yes. Siya po. Yes. Yun yung 1 week after his resurrection, he appeared to his apostles. Yes. No.
So, question ko is, so hindi na siya ng katawang tao kasi namatay na siya, diba? Nabuhay na lang muli. So, paano siya maihipo or mahawakan ng mga apostol kung siya ay walang flesh? I mean, paano? Parang nag-wonder lang ako na paano siya
basahin natin yung nasa Luke 24 para mas palinaw, no? I just presented the verse na Luke chapter 24 to prove na yung espiritu ay walang buto at laman. Yeah, the spirit doesn't have flesh and bones. Na yung sinabi ng ating Panginoon. Verse 39 sabi niya, behold my hands and my feet. Luke 24:39. Behold my hands and my feet, sabi ng Panginoon, that it is I myself. Handle me and see. For a spirit does not have flesh and bones as you see I have. Kasi po, doon sa verse 37, nagulat po sila, nakita nila ang Panginoon. But they were terrified and frightened and supposed they had seen a spirit. Nagulat sila, akala nila, spirit yung nakita nila. Pero ang sabi ng Panginoon, hawakan ninyo ako. I am not a spirit. Kasi meron akong flesh and bones. So, when Jesus appeared to his disciples, just before he ascended into heaven, he was not a spirit. He had flesh and bone. Okay? Mhm. And subject ng ibang lesson naman is yung kanyang katawan, kung siya napakita, is yun po yung kanyang resurrection body. But that's another topic. Special type of body na yun. Pinakita ko lamang po yung verse na yun na ang espiritu, kasi sinabi natin, di ba, ang Diyos ay espiritu. Ang Diyos ay God is a spirit, and the spirit does not have flesh and bone. So ang Diyos, hindi kagaya natin na merong spirit na may flesh and bone. Kailangan po. Meron pong katanungan? Okay, si Sister.
Pero nung nag-prove siya, less and more siya.
Yes. He was physically man in the flesh, God in the flesh. Ang sabi ko sa John 1:14, and the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Ang verbo ay nagkatawang tao at nakipamahan. So, wala na po yatang katanungan. Let us continue. How will we finance on the or mag-set up to know? I-upload mo sa na or kung paano ginawa natin.